Well, Russia says it's increasing energy supplies to Japan following a request from Tokyo. Let's get the details from RT's Peter Oliver. Peter, what is Moscow pledging to do to help?
Well, the situation with the explosion and the problems at Fukushima reactor number 1 has left Japan in dire straits when it comes to power. Now, they take around 30% of the national grid, the power system in Japan. About 30% of that comes from Fukushima, so they're in real trouble. Now, Russia has said that they will donate, this is after a request from Japan, Russia will donate 150,000 tonnes of liquefied gas. They will also increase the supplies of coal to Japan, and there's also the possibility of providing electricity to Japan via an underwater cable that stretches from Russia to the Japanese mainland. So Russia reacting to that request from Tokyo for help when it comes to resources. Of course, power a major problem when it comes to the ongoing rescue work, also the work going to try and contain any problems going on at Fukushima and make sure that other nuclear power stations in the area are safe and sound. So Russia providing that extra power via, as I said, liquefied gas, coal and electricity through an underwater cable. Now, diplomatic ties between Moscow and Tokyo have been strained in recent times. This is due to the dispute over the Kuril Islands that Russia owns, but Japan says that they own in right. Russia's been in charge of the Kuril Islands since the end of World War II, and Japan and Russia have had many disputes, some of them quite public, over who should have the rights to own these. Now, this has gone completely out of the window. Prime Minister Vladimir Putin saying that any kind of political problems between Moscow and Tokyo aren't a concern at this point. This is about getting help to those people that need it most and helping Japan to recover from this natural disaster and subsequent nuclear problem.
This is a great tragedy for Japan, so I would like our corresponding ministries and authorities to work out plans for how to help our eastern neighbours, if of course such help is needed. If there is such a need, we need to consider the possibility of increasing supplies of fuel to Japan, and liquid natural gas in particular, because of a slump in atomic energy generation in Japan. Second, we need to continue monitoring the situation in the region as closely as possible. I've just talked to the local authorities in the Russian Far East. The situation there is normal, both from the point of view of people's housing and of radioactivity.
So Prime Minister Vladimir Putin promising all help that Russia can give to Japan as they attempt to deal with the consequences from this earthquake, tsunami, and then the nuclear problems that they're facing at Fukushima with the risk of meltdown still a possibility there.
And Peter, Russia's Far East, well, it lies just a dozen kilometres over the sea from northern Japan. So what's the situation there like at the moment? Are there any concerns in connection to what's going on in Japan?
Well, there are. Russia lies very close. Russian territory lies very close to the Japanese mainland and very close indeed to where this is all going on in Fukushima. Now, the Kuril Islands, as I mentioned before, very very close to the seaboard of Japan. Also, the Russian Far Eastern seaboard in the city of Vladivostok, a major port there. Also, the island of Sakhalin, very close. There's very many people who are worried there about the potential of nuclear fallout coming towards them. Any kind of cloud of nuclear dust. Now, the Russian nuclear monitoring services have been wanting to watch over the next 24 hours very closely to see if there are any rises in the levels of radiation in those areas to make sure that those people who are on the ground there in Russia's Far East are safe from this disaster that's occurred in the northeast of Japan. Now, we are seeing aftershocks continue to come after this earthquake, which occurred on Friday. That brings with it, of course, the risk of further tsunami waves reaching the far east of Russia, the islands of Kuril Islands and Sakhalin, as well as the far eastern seaboard. So my colleague Ekaterina Grachova has been speaking to those people on the ground in Sakhalin to find out exactly what they're feeling.